Welcome to the Leadership Insights with me, Dr. Dennis V. Burke. Today we'll dive right into the concept of growth. When we think of growth, we also should be thinking about life, living, right? The quality of life. And for me, the idea of living is synonymous with growing, right? It seems like every species, every living thing is somehow inherently, at least I believe, inherently wired to pass through the stages, of, let's say, infancy to some level of maturity, and at some point they will achieve a decline and then what we would say death. But the primary focus of any species would be its health and well-being. And in terms of human life, our life, your life, my life, what we should be thinking about then is the well-being of our total every dimension of our lives. So what does that look like? I sit back and I reflect, and and I'll encourage you to do the same thing. Review a week in your life. Take a mental review of a week and begin with the assumption that you as a healthy person are focused on your growth, right? Your health and growth. And then define the dimensions of your life in which you want to grow. As a starting point, you may say your physical growth, your mental growth, your emotional growth, and your spiritual growth. Those are like four obvious components that we could think of. So then as you review the week, take a couple minutes for yourself and do this review. Last week, daily, if you scan through, just assess each day, how did you invest, practice, and possibly achieve growth in those four facets of your life? How did you deliberately promote your growth, your health and well-being in the physical component of your life, in your mental component of your life, in your emotional component of your life, and then your spiritual component of your life? And I would encourage you to avoid the temptation to count your investment in other people in this category. We know, we all, as a matter of occupation, quite often we do things we're required by default to perform certain tasks, and we're investing in people. But those investments are the requirement, are responsibilities. What I'm talking about is stepping back and focusing on yourself. The first time I did this, I realized that I did very little for myself. Very little for myself. And then from a totally selfish standpoint, you realize that your existence, my existence might be meaningless. We haven't really grown. We have invested in other people, but as an individual living species, you did nothing for yourself. And if you didn't, then we need to be more deliberate. That's my plug here. The plug here is to say, be deliberate. When you wake up every day, even if it's 2 minutes, do something to promote your physical health. Take time to promote your mental health, right? That if you learn one new word per day, you will be a completely different person at the end of the year. If you take 5 minutes to meditate, to reflect, to script your well-being. You will be a different person spiritually and emotionally at the end of the year. Think about this. Go forth, do good work. Thank you for listening. I'm Dr. Dennis V. Burke, and I look forward to seeing you in another episode of the Leadership Insights.